Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the New Age Geeks channel. Tonight we have Queer and Present Danger, a high fantasy homebrew D&D campaign made by yours truly, with an all LGBTQ plus cast. Just a friendly reminder that here on the New Age Geeks channel, we aim to create an all-inclusive, safe space to make everybody feel welcome at our gaming table. To Hans.
The New Age Geeks includes more than just us. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in the community that we are building together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you can. Just join our Discord and subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channels, where you'll find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. And chat rooms with the cast and other members of our growing community. Remember, the best way to help us out with the algorithm is engagement. So watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so these platforms know to share us with everyone else. Beyond that, we have posts going up on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So if you're on these platforms, follow us there as well for more geeky goodness.
If you are already paying for Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime for free. If you're not using that, that's on you. You are failing. You are making a mistake. You should fix that. I'm just kidding. I love you. Don't hate me.
We love you.
Twitch Prime allows you to subscribe to one channel a month, absolutely free. You have to resubscribe or choose a new one every month. But again, if you're already paying for Amazon Prime, why not get that? It's a service you're already paying for. You could use that on us, you could use that on other people, or you could use that on us. This month, Twitch is bringing a bonus round where some of your favorite benefits and discounts of September return, but there are a few extra perks. One of them is concluded at this point. The bonus bits is no longer available. However, from December 13th to January 2nd, there is a 25% off of all recurring subs site-wide, and December 27th through January 22nd, there is a 25% off single-month gift subscriptions site-wide. And since it is the season of giving, if you find yourself in a giving mood, you may do so via subscriptions on Twitch, both for yourself and gifted to others. The tip feature on Twitch, the cheer feature using bits. There's a merch shop with dozens of choices for you to buy things for yourself or your loved ones. And we even have a Patreon for you to subscribe to. Lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor, you may reach out to us directly via Instagram to begin those discussions.
And then if you all enjoy the music that we have going on here at the New Age Geeks channel, we highly recommend checking out the SonCraft bot. The SonCraft bot allows you to play open source community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends, streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their pro level subscription, you can get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40 plus music genres, and over 20 soundscape types. Global genre selections and 2 premium Discord servers as well, all for just $10 a month. But using our referral link or our code NAG, N-A-G, that will get you $2 off of your subscription for the first 3 months. And all you need to do to get started is invite the SonCraft bot to oh my god, sorry. All you need to do is invite the SonCraft bot to your Discord server. And then you just hit play and let SonCraft take care of the rest. I believe that concludes the intro to our stream. So without further ado, we will get into tonight's episode of Queer and Present Danger. So, last session, the party did a little more investigating in Princess Anessa's room in the castle, and they discovered a little bit more about the mirror that was presented as a wedding gift for the princess. After some disturbing revelations, they decided to take the mirror to Dorian, the owner of the local library to see if he would have any information regarding it. However, when you all returned to the library, you all discovered that the library door was open and that Dorian seemed to be fighting himself in a way. With a clever trick from Ashira, it was pretty easy to discern which one was a doppelganger and which one was the real one, in which you swiftly and elegantly took out the doppelganger and helped Dorian back onto his feet, in which led to more discussion. And we left off on the comment that Dorian had made, stating, if your reflection still exists while you're looking at it, how do you know that it's not still looking at you? And that is where we are picking up, where you all are in the library, with Dorian still a little battered from the fight previously. As you are all sort of standing in the center of the library.
I'm gonna peer around Ushira and just kind of, is her reflection looking at me?
Make a perception check.
Why do I need a perception check? Oh no.
Sorry if I
Maybe
look weird.
beyond
I
isn't-
dropped all my dice, like literally all of them on the floor. They were all in,
Oh,
and
no.
they just went. So,
Oh
Forgive-
no. Watch where you step. Toby, what'd you roll?
17.
So you noticed looking back at the mirror that while Ashira's reflection is not directly looking at her, it seems that it's still sort of, the angles don't line up in which that Ashira is facing away and the reflection is off kilter.
Toby?
I'm just gonna move Ashira between me and the mirror. You don't want to know.
I think that gives me an answer right there. It's not right, is it?
The angles are wrong.
Dorian sort of just leans down and puts a hand on your shoulder, Toby.
What?
Sort of jumping away as you react. Again, I greatly appreciate you all coming here and helping me. Toby, I am sorry. I did not mean to startle you at all. I feel like there's thoughts whirling through my head at the moment that maybe could explain maybe some of this, but I'm not completely sure. Because I know you guys are all still looking for Princess Anessa, but at least from my point of view, it seems like these doppelgangers can clearly mimic our appearance just through looking through the reflection. But I guess my main concern is that who knows what else they could mimic.
What?
Because again, forgive me, I don't, because I know you all have saw the mirror that you said you got from Anessa's room, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
A
So
closet.
it can obviously mimic appearance and voices, but depending on how long you look at it, it looks like it can also mirror behavior. And I guess another one of my concerns is like, how long does it need to be watching before it can start mimicking your abilities?
How long did you have this mirror?
It not long.
Mm-hmm.
I've maybe had it for a couple weeks, but that's also been how long the princess was missing, and it seems like the one that replaced her didn't seem to last that long.
Who gave you that mirror?
I bought it at a pawn shop.
Maybe we should go to this pawn shop.
That would be a place to start, yeah.
The thing is, this pawn shop wasn't nearby. I picked it up as I was moving to, like, as I was moving my stuff back and forth as I was moving to Holden.
Is it far from here?
Unfortunately it is. But again, with Princess Anessa, do you guys have any ideas on where? I know you mentioned she might have gone through the mirror. She might have. Somebody said she might have run away.
You had a shattered mirror here.
I did, yeah.
How did it get shattered?
Either it was just a break-in, or maybe
Or Princess Anessa swapped with the person on the other side, and then they
on the
smashed the
other
mirror so she
side.
couldn't get back.
Maybe Anessa smashed the mirror herself, or who knows if it was that doppelganger who smashed it so she couldn't get back.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's lying?
Go for it. What are you, like, what party are you trying to figure out if he's lying about?
I guess the part where he's saying like maybe Princess Anessa smashed it, like it kind of seems like, at least to Bloom, that he's holding on to the theory that she ran away a little bit more than the theory of her being like taken or swapped with, like, without her wanting to. So
Yeah.
I guess I want to try to suss out whether like he's covering up for something, or like if he knows what happened to the mirror and he's lying about how it broke.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
I just did the dice roller by accident. That was a nat 1. I'm never using the dice roller again. That was a boo-boo. I will never make that mistake.
It is hard to say. Again, like, you feel like he might be holding something back, but you just don't know what it is.
Guidance.
Guidance on a nat 1.
So that brings it
Guidance.
from
I'm a wizard.
a 3 to a 7.
It's hard to tell. Sorry, that nat 1, man.
Yeah, it's a little bad, a little bit bad.
Just a little bit.
All right. So, Princess Anessa is not here, but she should be.
Yes.
Her longtime friend, advisor, pal, lover, is also missing.
Yes.
She had a letter just like the letter you have, with the activation word on it. There was a doppelganger that represented her at the wedding. The doppelganger here that looked like you. There's a doppelganger that was the guard at the wedding. That's 3 doppelgangers. 1 mirror is shattered.
And the doppelgangers, they would have to take on the appearance of someone that would have been in front of the mirror enough for it to be able to copy you well enough, right? So we're assuming that the princess's advisor was in her room a lot. And
I
so
don't know that the
the guards
advisors.
make sense.
The guard may have been copied by the one in her room. The shattered one by her. And the one here by Dorian. Or
It sure didn't take a whole lot of time to copy us.
what was the first mirror to get here?
I imagine it would be the ones here in the library.
Uh-huh.
Just because wedding gifts would probably have arrived sooner than the ones that I had.
So you...
Although I do have a thought, though. Is it possible that this could be a political thing?
Probably not. Doubt it.
Okay, Toby.
Politics are boring. Nobody would go through that much trouble for it.
Well, until you're actually involved in politics, I suppose you wouldn't know.
I mean, politics can be tricky and based on place to place. So
So
if we're looking for her, does that mean we're involved with politics now?
I'm not entirely sure if that means you guys are involved in the politics, but I mean, if somebody wanted to replace her, find a way to, I don't know.
Become queen of the land and then take over and then rule over all the subject. Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. That's what I was sort of getting at with the politics
Well,
thing.
in your letter, because I didn't read it, did it mention the Forgotten Realms?
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm. And is it true, is it not true, Your Honor, that the Forgotten Realms may or may not include the Dream Realms realm?
It probably would include that, as it's one that's not mentioned often.
And would it not make sense for a doorway to a realm in which Panuro is known to be imprisoned to be connected to said entity? Sir?
I'm sorry. Come again? You're saying
he is wondering if, because the event that you are so dreading, the entity attached to that is attached to a realm that was mentioned in the letters. Is that not kind of coincidental?
I mean, it is completely possible. I mean, as I've read about that the Dream Realm is where Panurol got locked away, and that realm often mimics our own. So like it does make sense, yes.
Now, when you say it mimics our own, does that include the politics of the Dream Realm? Like, if we have a person here in charge of an entire country, does that mean that they would be in charge of an entire country in the Dream Realm as well?
I'm not entirely sure. Um,
'Cause
some
if they're
insight.
allied with Panero and they rule a country in the Dream Realm, what if they're able to to tell everybody
Influence
what to
our
do?
world from theirs?
No, to get Panero not be prisoned.
I mean, that it does kind of make sense, but the Dream Realm is definitely more fantastical and wild and ever changing compared to ours. But if there was somebody else in the equation rather than just those in the Dream Realm, would that not make sense?
Is it you?
Me?
Somebody else? Vague, unassuming, but you? Who comes up with these ideas? Who knows things?
I'm
Is
a very
there
intelligent man, Toby. I like to brainstorm ideas.
a
Oh yeah,
country
that's why I like you.
or place in particular that would have benefited from them not getting married?
I don't suppose there would have been anybody who benefited them from getting married. I mean, the whole point of said wedding was to bring these two kingdoms together to stop any mild like conflict or warfare, because I know they had been struggling for some time. So, other than Aramor and Holden themselves benefiting, I don't know who else would. But with the princess being such a powerful figure, who would want to replace her?
Ugly people.
Did you get that letter with the mirror when you bought it? Or did you get the letter recently? Because, why were you just now reading it?
I got it after I had gotten the mirror.
From who?
I don't know. It was just slipped under the door.
The first or the second mirror?
Both?
They came at the same time.
No, I got the mirrors at separate times, but after I had acquired both of them, the mirror appeared as of after the second one.
So you got a mirror. And it broke it. And then you got another mirror. And then you got the letter.
Yes.
Where did the second one come from? The same pawn shop?
Yes.
Where's the pawn shop?
Excuse me for 1 second while I pull up a map. It's okay, guys. I forgot the lore of my own world. It's fine.
Hey, homebrew is challenging. Nobody holds it
It
against
is.
you.
I made a bold move by going home.
Just gonna create an entire world, lore behind it for hundreds of thousands of years, gods that are completely made up with their own pantheons. I'm killing time here while you search for your map.
Thank you.
Homebrew characters, bad guys, good guys, rulers
While
of
you're
different
looking,
lands.
I can look for my last die. I'm still missing just one d6. I'm missing there's 3 sets here, and I'm missing 1 d6.
At least it's not the D4.
Oh,
God.
D4s are the worst, especially like I love sharp edge dice.
Oh god.
It's a problem.
It's like in
They're
Home
so easy to
Alone when
find.
like Marv puts his foot down on the nail. It's like that. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh. It was
Edge
okay.
dice.
Now that I found it. It is a small village in between here and Aramor.
How many days travel would you say?
Probably like 7. like a week, maybe a week and a half. But do you guys believe that Anessa went through the mirror, correct?
It's a
I believe
high
it's a
chance.
possibility.
I feel that she very much did go through the mirror, and not necessarily by force.
What do you think would happen if we stepped through the mirror? Do you think we'd end up where she ended up?
I do believe that is entirely possible. Because I guess this thing is like it just depends on the destination that the mirror would send you to. Because some it could be the dream realm, for some it could be like some small pocket dimension, who knows. But if that's where Anessa is being held, then
If she went through the broken one, we won't be able to get to where she's held. Because that doorway is now closed.
if you all just give me a minute, I can try and examine the mirrors, see if I notice any similarities or differences, and you all can just talk amongst yourselves. Please just give me a moment. I need to focus. As he sort of steps away towards the mirror that was behind you guys, and he sort of drags and pulls it over to the mirror that was broken and shattered and begins to look over them.
While he does that, I think, since Bloom never really got an answer about or she wasn't able to figure out if he's lying or not, she's gonna use the telepathy rings to talk to Toby for a second.
Yes, go for it.
Hey, Toby, I can't figure out if this guy's lying or not, but do you think he might be sending us on a wild goose chase or something? Because that's gonna be a lot of travel if we go to this pawn shop and it's a dead end, and it seems like the princess being missing for a whole nother week might be a really important time that we're missing.
In my head, now that I'm used to this terrifying voice coming from nowhere, I'm just gonna say, I don't know if he's lying or holding back information that he has but doesn't feel safe enough to share. But I don't think he's telling us the whole truth.
Talia's really sneaky. Do you think she could give us some pointers about how to sneak around and be really, really quiet, and maybe we can follow him?
I'm gonna look at Talia and just kind of stare at her.
Don't look at Talia, Toby. That's weird. We can't look like we're having a conversation right now.
Talia, can you hear me?
Did you say that out loud? Then
It's just in my head.
I'm
And
just
she
like
remains unfazed.
staring like, why is he staring at me?
Talia can't hear you, Toby. She doesn't have a ring like we do.
Oh, that makes sense.
So right now you're just staring at her.
I'm gonna run up to Talia and grab her hand and drag her away from Dorian in the mirror.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Where are we going?
sneakily go, into the other two.
Okay, if y'all are trying to be sneaky, I'm gonna need a group stealth check to just silently walk a few feet away. Or more, depending how far you want to go.
I'll stay with Dory and Toby so that maybe he won't notice that you guys are gone, and I can be distracting him.
In my head, I'm gonna go, okay, that's a smart idea. I like that.
I don't know if that like aids them in their stealth check if I'm like playing around and like just generally being a little girl inside a library and just like
Well, I guess
God.
my question is, are you trying to interact with Dorian or just sort of keep busy in his periphery?
I'll keep busy in his periphery.
You know what, I'll add like a +3 to everybody's stealth. As the three of you sneak away.
That's not gonna help. I rolled
no.
that one.
Yeah, I
Let me
forgot I
think.
had disadvantage. It's only a 7.
Even with the +3, I got a total of 8.
Oh my god.
Well,
We're
as
just like,
Talia
Toby, why are you taking us
stated,
places?
as
just
Talia
dancing.
stated, hey, where are we going? And Ashira being like, Toby, what the fuck? Not verbatim. Dorian just sort of glances over his shoulder at you guys, just furrows his eyebrows and just like, if you guys need to talk, that's fine. You could have just said you needed to step away. Bloom, your dancing is phenomenal. And he turns back to the mirror and starts getting back to work.
So I'm gonna.
I might as well go with now.
Come here.
Might as well.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wait for like Ashira and Talia to like get down to my level. Just Loom and I have been talking, and we need to be very sneaky. Talia, can you teach us how to be very sneaky?
After that, we need it bad. We need to learn really bad.
I mean, I can be sneaky when I want to be. I don't know if that's something that's easily taught. I could try. Is there something that we need?
I'm kind of worried that he's not telling us everything, and I'm thinking maybe if we follow him later, maybe we'll find out a little bit more.
I am not sneaky at all. It's kind of hard to be when you're this tall and blue and loud.
No wearing all that armor.
My armor shifts a little bit against itself.
I mean, you're not lying.
I mean, you're right.
You definitely stand out in a crowd.
Clink, 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 clink.
This is a library. But I could try and see what I could figure out with some time. Maybe Shira should say,
I could always just take my armor off.
We
know you can't take your armor off, Toby. It's fine.
Doesn't come off. We want to follow Dorian and see what he does and where he goes.
It's just
Who
so
he's
far
working with.
away that if it takes us 7 days to get there and 7 days to get back,
Mm-hmm.
what if he's lying and it's a dead end? And that's not really where he got the mirror from.
And also, will that really matter where he got it from?
Where did we leave
end?
Chestnut?
Chestnut is at the stable towards the southern entrance of the city.
They had a name. I don't remember what it was.
I
The
just think it's
horse?
really weird that he has to have that mirror so badly that he went and was gone for 2 weeks to get a new one, and the library is not even open.
It's the funnest stables.
It is very weird, you're right.
Could be a reason that he wants to be in a forgotten realm as well.
What about his husband and his son? We haven't actually seen them. What if they don't exist? Or worse, they're dead?
What if they're double floppers?
That's
Or the reason he wants to talk to another realm.
that could be. Can I sit down and take a moment to just pray and swap out a spell? Do we have time while he's doing his thing with the mirror?
I will allow this, yes. However, it will take you at least 5 to 10 minutes to
That's
do
fine.
so.
I'll sit down and just say, I might have a way to get him to be truthful.
Are you gonna hit him with a stick?
The truth stick.
Yeah, that's what my brother does.
I try not to hit people unless it's a last resort or I'm very, very upset. So it's probably not this time.
Yeah, my brother's Scooter. He just takes a stick and he goes, "Tell the truth, whack. Tell the truth, whack. Tell the truth, whack."
We can keep that as a backup option, maybe option F. Just way down the line.
Oh, like Franklin.
Should be
Yes.
option S for stick.
No, S would be Scooter.
Yeah, so plan Scooter. Hit him with the stick.
Franklin was in the first batch of siblings.
I just reset right there.
You also have to take a minute to gather your thoughts as Ashira begins to focus for a minute. I will say that time has now passed. Is there anything else you wanted to do in that 5 to 10 minutes before Ashira has everything sorted? Now, Ashira, I would like to ask what spell you now have prepared.
Zone of Truth.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
We're gonna try.
So as you all begin to wrap up your conversation, Dorian seems to also finish up his investigation on said mirrors. Begins to stand up and sort of dust himself off. Are you guys done over there? I think I might have found something. As he sort of looks around and doesn't really see you guys anywhere. He knows you haven't left the library, but
Yeah. Head
I'll
back
just
to
going-
run
there.
up and I'll say,
I'm gonna
"What you
pull out
find?"
my stuffed turtle. Start sneaking again.
are you actually trying to sneak or no?
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, roll stealth, and I'll roll his perception.
Ooh. 17.
He rolled a dirty 20.
That tracks. So once again, the turtle
However,
is failing to sneak up on somebody as he goes to assault them with the stuffed turtle.
as you sneak up on him, he doesn't pay any attention to you. For all you know, you are still well hidden.
Bloom was walking up to him to talk to him.
Yeah, but what you find?
I think these might be well, they are very, very similar in most regards. It seems that like they will still transport to the small realm, or like the dream realm, pardon me. But the one that you found in Anessa's room is only into like a smaller pocket area. So if it's as if it's like she transported to the dream realm, but it's like the castle in the dream realm, but it's essentially like all the doors are locked, so she can't get out.
Oh.
That's sort of what I found. It might not be perfect, but that's what I've can what's the word? What I can infer about the situation.
While he's
It's different.
distracted, can I cast Zone of Truth?
Okay.
It's a bad idea.
Okay, what is the save for Zone of Truth?
It's a
Charisma
disadvantage
save.
because he's whacked with a stuffed animal.
Did you hit him?
Yes.
You just sort of hit him. He does not flinch.
When he's like, what's the word?
This poor
Inference.
man.
That is what I was thinking of. Thank you, Toby. Anyways.
It's Charisma 14. That's my DC.
Okay. You said 14?
Yeah.
The ADHD rambling. Love it.
The truth
Okay.
turtle doesn't work as well as the stick.
Okay. And again, I believe with Zone of Truth, you also cannot tell if somebody failed or saved against the spell, correct?
You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. Theoretically, anyone else within 15 feet right now.
So that means everybody else has to make a save.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Intentionally fail it.
An affected creature is aware of the spell and can avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie.
Okay.
Answers can be evasive as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
Okay. And so you said you know whether a creature passes or fails?
Mm-hmm.
Dorian has failed.
Oh, I failed.
Cool.
I
I
intentionally
got an
failed.
8. I got an 8.
What was it?
Charisma
save?
14.
And
Oh,
you got
Talia
lucky
is
because
fine.
Dorian has pretty high charisma too.
I have really high charisma.
Which means he's really good at lying.
He's a librarian.
16.
He's an older
Librarian?
gentleman. He's a librarian. He's an
You
older
succeeded,
gentleman.
Talia. Okay.
I won.
He's a father.
Looks at Talia like,
His nickname is D. He's connected to royalty. Like, of course his charisma's high.
But you said creatures are aware of this spell, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So he just sort of takes a heavy sigh. Like, yes, Ashira, I assume you have questions. Or all of you have questions for that matter.
It's just... It seemed a little convenient that all it took was you looking at the mirror for that short of an amount of time to ascertain where she might be.
It's just a simple investigation with some assistance of magic.
You can't lie.
Why is it so important for you to talk to the other realms?
He has a troubled expression on his face as he sort of takes another heavy sigh. because this wasn't the first time that I've encountered these mirrors, or that my loved ones have encountered these mirrors.
You've lost somebody that meant a lot to you to another realm.
Correct.
Is that person Pinheiro? Are you a god?
Are you asking if I am a god?
Yes.
No, I am not.
Okay. That was my only guess.
But you're a son and husband?
They are not gods either. But I just had to mess with you on that one. They were the ones who got tricked into entering said mirror.
I don't like purple foods either.
I'm sorry, what?
Thank you for telling the truth, Toby, but that's not really... You don't have to just tell... It's fine.
Do you know who tricked them?
No, I do not.
Are you able to talk to them with the mirror?
I've tried.
When you were tricked into interacting with the mirror, why did you stay here? Why didn't you go in the mirror?
I did, but I have access to high-level magic that allowed me to come back.
Can you tell us how we can go in and come back?
Well, unless you are able to access the spell Plane Shift, I don't know.
Now, it's... There's different realms that can be visited via the mirror, or does it always go to the same place?
The only mirrors that I have encountered have created access to the dream realm. But I'm sure, depending on the magic and how well versed you are in enchantment, you could create it to go somewhere else. But it takes a very high level of magic to create this.
Do you cast Plane Shift, or do you know someone that does?
I do.
Can you take us with you next time you go? If we want to go?
Well,
Would you go with us after the princess?
I could certainly do that. I could help you rescue Anessa.
Ashira?
Would you be willing to help us rescue Anessa and bring all of us back and the princess back too, and not leave us there?
Yes.
Ashira, did you have to try to resist your own spell?
She probably just would have chosen to fail.
It's a yes or no question. Are you affected by that spell?
Yes, currently.
And you know whether or not people are affected by it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many people are currently affected by it? Or not affected by it? Is it a number other than 5?
That's a really good question to you. As we stand next to the mirrors.
The spell details quickly.
15 feet radius?
Yeah. And we're next to the mirrors currently with him. Oh yeah, what happens if I technically just cast a spell on the mirror if the mirror's included in this?
I do not believe it affects magical items.
Good. Well,
Had to ask.
it's a good question.
If there's a
Yeah.
creature on the other side of that mirror and it's affected, we
Um,
got to start asking questions.
Yeah, because the mirror can talk.
Mm-hmm.
The mirror itself, not thus which is inside it. You know what? I will leave it up to you, Hans, if you believe that Ashira would also be affected by this Zone of Truth spell
What
or
do you
not.
mean the mirror can talk?
I said it cannot.
Oh.
Yeah, she would be.
Okay, so you can choose to fail it or roll a save against it.
I would have just chosen. I chose to fail.
Okay. Now, is there anything else you guys wish for me? I know that you all wished, like you all had questions to answer, but
What's your favorite sandwich?
oh, that's a hard one. I'm just sucker for a good ham and cheese grilled.
Do you know what happened to the princess? Like, were you aware before everyone else was?
That she went missing?
Mm. I feel like you would probably know the answer to that really quickly.
I mean, I could tell that the princess's behavior was off.
Is that a yes or a no?
I could tell she was acting different.
So that's a yes?
He just stares at you blankly.
He's trying to lie.
I don't think you liked that question.
Okay. Where's the princess?
From our inferences, I would say in the dream realm.
Where's the advisor?
That I do not know.
Who's your father?
I don't know him.
Toby.
Oh,
I do not know my father.
We don't just ask about parents. That can be
what
a
is it-
touchy
what-
subject.
Do you know his name?
No, I do not.
So
you said
it
you
could
tried to talk.
potentially be
Sorry.
Penuro?
Do you think I would... I think I would know if my father was a god. Respectfully. Bloom, you were trying to say...
Cameraman.
Huh?
Bloom, you were trying to say... Ask a question.
Yeah, so you said that you were trying to talk to your husband and your son, but you weren't able to. So what did you see when you went in?
It was a dark and sort of muddled version of this reality.
Did you talk to anyone that was in that reality?
No, not really. I mean, I made eye contact with others and I did my best to act like I belonged there and so that they would leave me be. For I do not understand everything that is in the dream realm. I did not want to encounter something that I could not handle.
Did you see anyone that you recognized?
No, I did not.
No further questions.
If you're willing to escort us through, we will also help you look for your family. If they're there, we won't leave without them as well.
He is going to roll insight, so I need you to either roll deception or persuasion, and do not tell me which. What did you roll?
21.
And he only rolled a 19, so we cannot tell if you are... He believes you. I would greatly appreciate any assistance in finding my husband and my son.
Have you ever seen a tall, gangly figure in a long red coat?
I can't say that I have. Can I ask why you're asking me this?
Well, yeah, we saw him in a vision. Like the four of us all had a vision together, and we saw him standing on top of a mountain of bodies. When the sky was red and the field was bloody, and there was a double eclipse in the sky, and he was cackling, and he was tall and gangly, and he had a long red-tailed coat, and he said, "You can't stop me. This is only the beginning." Blah, 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 blah.
Is there any other descriptors that you have other than tall and gangly? Because everybody has different versions of, like, tall.
Is that a commentary on the fact that I am less than 5 feet tall?
I did not say anything regarding your height, Toby. I'm just simply asking if you could guesstimate about how tall he was.
DM, from the vision, can I guesstimate about how tall he was?
I would have to make... I would need you to roll for something.
Sure. What would you like me to do?
Either... Oh god. History or just straight intelligence? You know what? Let's go straight intelligence.
But I have proficiency in history.
Apologies? I feel like history would make you... I don't know.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? The figure was about 6'3" or 6'4", I would say.
So I'm gonna look at Shira and just be like, maybe an inch or two bigger than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He also sort of just looks at Ashira, sort of gauging height. Well, again, I cannot say I know anybody matching that description.
Huh.
Is there anything else you can tell me about this vision? This is very interesting.
There was another voice. We didn't see anybody, but there was a voice. It was feminine? I don't want to assume gender, but they said, "You're the only ones who can stop him. We can't do this again."
Again?
Yeah.
Assuming they're talking about Pam.
Right. So you guys assume that she or they were referring to possibly the castigation when Panuro was banished?
It makes
Maybe.
sense.
Or Bloom, you read a book that was like the castigation and the something. What was the something? Do you remember?
It was the cleansing, right? I was talking about the cleansing too. If you bring me that book, there's a picture of him in the book, and it looked just like in our dream. And maybe you could tell us if you see a guy that looked like that page in the book. Can I go grab it?
Oh, is that the guy who had the wings?
I think so.
Yeah, let me go grab it. As he sort of wanders off to go look for it.
I'm gonna follow him so that he's never out of our sight.
Okay.
Because as much as we've vetted him, I still don't trust him entirely.
That is completely fair.
He'll get a new charisma save when he re-enters the zone,
Yeah,
right?
when he comes back, yeah.
Okay. So
That's
he
why I
goes-
was gonna go grab it.
Oh,
Well, he runs off to the history section of the library.
Hmm.
And it Okay. He excuse me, sorry. He takes a second to look for it, finds it takes him a second, but he grabs the book and begins to walk back. And remind me of the save again.
Charisma DC 14.
Okay. He succeeded on that one.
but he chooses to fail.
Okay. Got
But
it.
again,
He doesn't
he
want to
is
hide anything.
aware of the spell. So,
Mhm.
You said a guy with wings?
It was really bad though.
I'm gonna flip to the page.
Okay. You flip to the page, and he comes across the image of said entity, and he sort of begins reading around it. Yes, Alucci. He was a cleric of Kalamos.
Oh, oops. I was wrong. I remembered that wrong.
Do you think he had something to do with it? Although it says that they managed to kill him at the end of the cleansing.
Well, maybe he's got a doobie fluber in the dream realm, and if we bring the doobie fluber of the dead dude into the real world, then he can do the whole blah, 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 can't stop me, blah, 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 and then bring back Pinheiro and have
But
Kalamos bring about the calamity, and then all of your politics are going to be ruined.
I do not believe that it would be possible to bring a version of him back, for he was killed and sent to the underworld, and unless they had these specific mirrors back in that time, I do not know if these doppelgangers would have had enough time to, or
I mean,
other
I think
beings.
625 years is a long time.
It is, but if he is in the realm of the underworld,
Is that a forgotten realm?
I would not consider it a forgotten realm, as
Oh. Does you still remember it?
It's pretty well known and talked about, and not a place where things go that are forgotten.
it is, again, death is a daily occurrence. People are often praying and hoping that their loved ones make it to the afterlife safely. However, the dream realm people can often write off as, oh, it was just a weird dream.
So you know a lot about that stuff. If all of us have the same dream and it kind of looks like we may have been in the dream realm, does that mean that we were actually there, or did we dream about being there?
Well, if all four of you experience the same vision, it could be. I don't necessarily know if it was a dream realm, because you heard a voice asking you for help, it could be possible it was a message from one of the gods. Somebody was actively asking you for help.
I did get another vision from my god shortly after that one.
But
Did you?
Alucci is the cleric of Kalamos, who is the god of death and the underworld.
Yes. But any resurrection spell or rite is extremely difficult to pull off. And that is the only way I could think of a way of bringing said person back. Again, I don't imagine that they have these mirrors in the afterlife or underworld.
Mm.
Maybe maybe we can go in the princess's mirror and see if we can try to get her back. Should we rest first, or should we just are we thinking of doing it?
Oh, are you guys looking to rest for the entire evening or just taking a quick rest?
I think it would be better to go in fully rested and ready for whatever we may find on the other side of that mirror.
Well, if you guys would like to rest here, I have a few cots in my storage, and I could keep watch while you guys rest.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Maybe
What?
we can have someone take turns to help you. Okay, I forgot that Zone of Truth was still active. I'm gonna retcon that, and I'm gonna say
I
maybe
also
someone can watch with you and watch you too.
Watch me?
Yeah.
I also don't need to sleep as long as anybody else, so
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can go start gathering things. I can create some food for you guys if you need to replenish yourselves as well. Or I can go grab some food if there's some place specific that you would like it.
I'll go with. I'm really picky. That's not true. I eat everything.
I'll just let some truth drop. So
Thanks. I'm normally really good at this.
Bloom, why don't you get some rest? And I will take a walk with our friend and be back in time to get my rest in.
All right. If that works for me, that works for me. So I hope it works for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as the rest of you begin to bunker down and Talia and Dorian begin to walk to go grab some food for the bunch, that is where we are going to go to break, and we will pick up in just a few minutes.
I'm covering the mirrors first. I forgot to mention that. We're not falling asleep with these mirrors uncovered.
no, I've spent enough time in front of this mirror.
Can we just figure that part out just
Okay.
a second, please? Awesome.
You cover up the mirror. And now we're going to break. So we will be back in just a few minutes, guys. We will see you shortly. All right, everybody. Welcome back. We had just left off where Toby, Bloom, and Ashira were going to stay at the library, while Talia and Dorian went to go collect food for the group. Where would you, as the players, like to start?
I mean, he said there's a back room with cots or something in it.
And he was getting it set up before he left.
Yes.
Are there any other rooms? Like, if we explore the library while they are gone, is there an office or anything?
Yeah, there's an office.
Ransack his desk.
I will respectfully look through his desk.
Question, how do you respectfully look through somebody's desk?
Just being like really careful to like not move things too far out of place and like not leaving stuff like strewn about. But I
Okay.
do want to look through everything.
Is there anything in particular that you are looking for?
Any like correspondence that maybe stands out as strange, or if he has any notes on things that he's learned about the dream realm.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Ooh. Guidance.
Fair.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. 10.
Unfortunately, you're not able to find much. What you are able to find is just scattered bits and pieces of the notes regarding the dream realm, just like regarding like said doppelgangers, notes questioning wonder if they're able to copy abilities or not, if it's more than just doppelgangers that comes from the dream realm. But nothing else really seems to pop out at you.
Okay.
Can I take a look at the books? I know he had someone like escort me to, or did he escort me? I forgot if it was the necromancy books or the books about the cleansing that he specifically wanted to help me fetch them. But if there's like a section of books that are locked or something.
It would have been the necromancy books, because he had Ashira, I believe, guide you back there, because it is technically a restricted section.
Oh. Hi, Toulouse.
It would have been the necromancy books that someone would have had to escort you.
I'm gonna go over there and see if there are any books that stand out to me that maybe he put like way up on like a top shelf or like locked. And if I don't find anything there, then I want to go back to the like historical books about or the cleansing and see if there's anything there.
I'm also in the books, and I messaged you for what I'm looking for.
Yeah, both of you can roll investigation checks.
I might message you for a secret investigation check too.
Okay.
Ooh, it's a dirty 20 for the necromancy books.
Okay. While you can't tell what the books are, they are definitely locked away in certain cupboards. Just from like sort of trying to open the cupboards, you can only get a small glimpse into said section. There are definitely like restricted books but unfortunately, without the key or the magic to unlock it, you're not able to see what you have there.
Gotcha.
As for the historical section, is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
More about the cleansing.
Yeah, easy enough to find a book regarding the cleansing.
Okay.
Toby, what did you roll?
Natural 20 plus 6.
Okay. And you are able to find a book regarding the subject you were looking for. I don't know how secretive you wanted to be about it.
I didn't want anybody to know what I was doing.
Okay. I will say with that natural 20, you are easily able to. And then Bloom, regarding the message you just sent me, you can roll a separate investigation check for that.
I'm going to take the book over to the cots and just pick a cot and throw the blanket over my shell and kind of like start reading under the covers.
Okay. Ashira, what are you doing during all of this?
Besides his desk, is there anything else of interest, like in the office space or in any of the other side rooms? Like she's just looking around looking for anything maybe out of place.
Nothing seems to be out of place. It's a pretty standard like office space where they have just like the accounting documents, and you can see multiple lines regarding like construction and like windows and like new materials to help like build this space.
Mhm.
But sorry, with that 10, nothing seems to be out of place.
Investigation is not her strong suit.
Fair. Oh my
It was a
gosh.
5. It was a 5.
Sorry, Bloom.
It's okay. I didn't like books that much anyway.
Oh no.
Lies.
Ah!
Zone of Truth was dropped.
I know.
It happens. It happens. Now, we will sort of pan the camera away and over to Talia and Dorian as the two of you are just sort of walking down a street towards just a local tavern to try and pick up some food. What is Talia's sort of like expression, her like body language in this moment?
Tentative, but like confident that I know what I'm doing. At least that's what I'm trying to put out. I got this.
Gotcha. Dorian is just sort of calmly walking alongside of you. So have you haven't been in town for long, have you?
No, we came into town for the wedding.
Are you affiliated with any religion of sorts? Any reason you would be at the wedding, or
No, it just
sort of a big party?
seemed like the place to be.
Well, granted, people from all over Gillimore have attended, so I just didn't know if there's any particular reason that you were in town for the time being.
No, was just looking for somewhere to go, and somebody mentioned a grand royal wedding, and I thought that would be a really cool thing to see.
Absolutely. Royal weddings are very uncommon, so it's always fun to see one, and honestly, it's even more rare when disaster strikes at one, honestly.
That's not that rare.
Oh? Please, do tell.
I don't know. Sometimes it can seem like most royal weddings are disasters in the making.
Well, especially if they're marrying for just politics rather than actual love and romance. But I cannot say I've ever seen somebody try to replace one of the people being married.
With an exact copy? No. No, not at all.
It's definitely odd. I haven't seen many doppelgangers in my time, so one being bold enough to take place of a princess is honestly quite astounding.
I don't think I've ever seen one ever heard about them, read about them, but not seen one. I mean, I haven't seen a lot, but this was interesting. It's been an adventure, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely. And if you're looking for adventure, Holden is definitely one of the places to go. You get so many. Granted that it's like basically at the center of the continent, it's kind of hard to experience nothing, if you will. There's the coastline, we're right next to a desert, and then the extremely dense forests outside the city. You know, I've even heard there's an enchanted forest in between here and Aramore.
I've heard the stories. Been told most of my life that the forest was dangerous. I don't believe that it is. But
Well, enchanted forest brings a whole new meaning to it. There's there's no way of knowing what to expect. Fantastical beasts, mysterious cities, hidden within.
there's definitely a lot out there. Experience, adventure. Don't ever really know exactly what's out there. I didn't know Holden was here.
You didn't know Holden was here? Or like one of the biggest kingdoms in the land?
There's a lot of stories about Holden, but it's different to see it in person.
I suppose seeing it, there's a difference between seeing and believing, for sure. Well, we're here. This is the Tilted Tankard, some of the best food in the city. And he brings you into the smaller tavern. Definitely dive bar-esque feel of the place. And you can see a young half-orc gentleman behind the counter as he just sort of looks over and gives Dorian a nod, and Dorian walks up to him. Ah, Ezekiel. Good seeing you, friend. And the half-orc replies, always good to see you too, Dorian. As they begin to converse, and sorry, I guess I should have asked before we walked over here. Talia, do you know of any dietary restrictions of the party?
Toby doesn't like green food, and apparently purple now.
I don't know. Bloom doesn't like green food.
You just hear the spectral voice of Toby in your head. Bloom doesn't like green food.
Toby doesn't like purple. He just sort of gives a side eye over to Ezekiel. And is like, well, why don't you just give us an assortment of foods. I'm sure everyone will find something that they like. As Dorian places a few gold down onto the countertop, and Ezekiel nods, and they begin to go prepare the food. So, as you two sort of just sit and wait, Dorian just kind of looks over at you. Talia, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be fine?
You just seem stressed and anxious. So, I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. You know, everyone deserves a good check-in once in a while.
I mean, it's been a busy couple of days, and it's been an adventure. And even though I don't know the princess, I'm worried about her. And I think that everyone needs somebody that is worried about where they're at, I guess.
Of course. And I mean, Anessa was such a caring and lovable figure. Of course, people are going to miss her and worry about her. But Talia, I'm sure you have those people who worry and care about you too.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, everybody should, right?
Of course, but I mean, your friends back there. As paranoid as they are, I'm sure they're definitely concerned about you as you're out here running errands with me.
Yeah, they have no reason to worry. I could take care of myself.
I definitely believe that you can. Also, those are some pretty shoes on your belt, by the way.
Yeah. They were a gift.
Oh, we lost you at that last bit there.
And then I just kind of tucked them in with like my skirt folds and just ignore it.
They were a gift for someone else.
Well,
It's not a lie.
that is true. She's not technically lying. Just evasive. But you know, it's definitely smart to tuck them away. Some people late at night like to think that they can get away with anything.
I'm not so easy to get away with things with.
I believe it. Your party definitely seems like a strong group of individuals. I definitely believe you guys can handle yourself. But just don't forget, because I know my husband definitely forgot that it's okay to confide in others. Talk to people when you're worried. Or scared.
I'm not scared. And the only thing that I'm worried about is the princess. That's my goal. That's my mission.
He is going to roll insight on that. So if you want to roll deception or persuasion and not tell me which.
$14.
Okay. Are you lying or telling the truth?
I am trying to convince myself.
Okay. Well, would you look at that? Our food's here. As Ezekiel begins to walk out and carrying these large, like, canvas totes full of food. as Dorian begins to slide over an extra gold piece, grabs them. It's like, well, are you ready to go?
Yeah, we should get back to them. They're hopefully sleeping.
I mean,
I told them to rest.
knowing them, they probably won't listen. I mean, with 2 kids, knowing them, they will not listen.
I mean, true, but I don't.
The one that I had, it was a fight to get him into bed for the evening.
Ashira seems to keep a pretty good control on at least Toby.
He just sort of chuckles as you two begin to walk back to the library. Where
He
you
was
all...
using past tense phrasing.
And you all rejoin at the library.
I'm just gonna let him know that as we're walking, I'm just like, I wasn't lying when I said we would try and help you find your family. It's important to not give up on the people that you care about.
I'm really trying to hold my faith in that we will find them. I've struggled for so long. Who knows, maybe I just needed to reach out and ask for help.
Or go on an adventure. Sometimes the help that you're looking for and the things that you're looking for, you'll never find by staying where you're at.
And maybe the help I needed, just coincidentally, broke into my library one night. But
You left the door unlocked. You didn't break in.
no, it was a push door, not a pull door. It really trips up a lot of people. So, the two of you begin to make your way back to the library, where you are greeted with the 3 others.
I'm still under the blanket on the cot.
Okay.
Lima's on her cot, but she's like belly down, kicking her legs while she's like sitting there with like Wither right here, and it's like they're both reading the book, but Wither's just blank staring straight. And this book was not from like a restricted section, so she doesn't like feel like she has to hide that she was reading another book about the cleansing or anything, but she's
Right.
just gonna go, oh, hey, you're back. What food did you bring?
Oh, well,
You're supposed to be sleeping.
well, I did offer to go get food for everybody, but got a little bit of everything. We got, vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, omnivore, carnivore, herbivore, and then just general non-restrictive meal items. So a little bit of everything. I didn't know what everybody preferred.
With my head out of the blanket. You say fish?
Oh, yes, of course.
Just sling the blanket and hop down.
All right.
And just kind of follow Dorian like a little bird waiting for food.
He sort of sets up the food on the little like kiosk area and just like sorts them out by meal types. And it's just like, all right. So you wanted fish, Toby?
Yes, please.
All right. He grabs one of the plates of fish. The fish meals, whatever you prefer to call it. You might want to take it out of the box.
sorry.
The first ever giggle fit.
I'm breathing.
Bloom, what kind of food are you looking for?
I'm gonna do it buffet style. I'm just gonna go down the line and just like put a little like from everything and make like a little tower.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Ashira?
Oh, did you grab any of the... Oh, what's it called? You know, like the tuna of the land? Chicken.
Chicken!
Is it a chicken in the sea reference?
But I also got chicken of the sea, just in case.
There's no chickens in the sea.
That's a question for Toby.
I'm from the
No,
sea.
she's actually from the sea.
I'm a sea elf.
I've never caught any chickens while I was out fishing, though.
No.
Oh, I'd be a bit concerned if you did.
Yeah.
Yes, there's some chicken in here somewhere. Let me go. He grabs the plate of food with chicken in it.
Perfect.
To Leah.
I'll just take this, and I just grab like the closest plate.
Okay, just do me a favor and roll me a d6.
Suspicious.
Not suspicious, just seeing which one she randomly grabs.
1.
Don't be suspicious. Don't.
You grabbed
be
the vegan one.
suspicious.
You grabbed the vegan meal, and he sort of grabs one for himself and just like, well, if you guys are hungry, there's plenty of leftovers. So, just want to make sure you guys are rested and on full tummies when we go out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll eat my plate and then get another big like mountain of food.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna have what I got in that one box and just go back to the book.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you guys wanted to do before you rest for the evening?
I would like to say that Toby's sleeping is done in his shell. So the total ability to pull your arms and legs in, go prone, and increase your defense is the way he sleeps.
Gotcha.
Bloom will cuddle with her. Nice little stuffy.
Yeah. We love a good stuffed animal.
I'm gonna go through the like whatever left over after everybody was done eating and wrap up bits of food that we'll keep and put them in the bag for us to take with us. And then I'm going to curl up for my rest.
Okay. Ashira, anything you wanted to do before the long rest?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. You all begin to tuck yourselves in as Dorian sets himself up to keep watch for the evening. And you all fall asleep. And you all get a long rest.
Yes.
The night goes
Hooray.
by uneventful.
Take a long rest. Confirm.
And you all begin to wake up with little bits of sunlight peeking through the boarded up windows as Dorian sort of shakes himself, trying to perk himself up for the morning. Well, I hope you all rested well.
I'm gonna hold out a flask to him.
A flask?
No, bottle.
Coffee.
The
I was
bottle
gonna
of
say,
boundless coffee.
He takes the bottle, just sort of sniffs it, pulls a mug out of his bag, and begins to pour it into his mug and hands it back to you.
Nothing comes out.
Was there supposed to be something in this, Toby?
Yeah, you gotta drink it straight from the bottle, though. You can't put it in a mug, because otherwise it doesn't work for some reason. I tried that. I wanted to see if I could just fill a bunch of mugs, but it didn't work, so I had to just drink straight from the bottle.
Gotcha. He just sort of takes his sleeve and wipes off the lip of the bottle and begins to drink.
I don't have cooties.
Well, better safe than sorry.
I guess. It's a magical bottle anyway. It probably gets rid of them, even if I did have them.
Takes a few more gulps from the bottle and wipes off the lip of the bottle again and hands it back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toby. Toby, do me a favor and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Actually, I need you to roll a d20 first.
A d20?
Yeah.
What did you do?
That was a natural 20.
Okay. So on a 1, the bottle refuses to dispense coffee for the next hour.
Okay.
So if you had rolled a 1, I wouldn't have been able to get coffee, but you rolled a 20, and I just rolled a 3, so it's fine. But you want me to roll what?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. That is a natural 20 plus 3.
Okay.
No.
While you might be a little bit jittery, you are not as hyper as you previously were when you drank the coffee. You do seem more awake, though. More alert.
This is good stuff. I like this stuff.
All right. Anything else you guys wish to do before we enter?
Shira, how do I pray?
Well, I think everyone does it a little differently. Sometimes it depends on what I'm asking for, or if I'm just wanting to talk to Neros. Why do you ask?
No reason, I guess.
I don't know. Well, when I wake up in the morning, I tend to sit and be a little more thoughtful about what I'm asking for. Like guidance with magic for the day. Mine comes from a slightly different source than yours. Other times, it's almost like talking to someone. You don't necessarily have to talk out loud, you can just talk in your head. But it's focusing on
Oh, like
person.
when I talked to Bloom.
What do you mean you talk to Bloom?
Oh, Bloom's psychic.
Toby, shut up.
Yeah, just like that.
Toby.
certainly a very handy gift. I guess it's maybe. Like, I turn and just look at Bloom, giving Toby eyes, and I'm like, okay.
So, in Bloom's head, she's going to hear me say, excuse me, Miss Oigari, goddess of the homestead and the moons. Please watch over me and my friends as we go into this door and try to keep everybody safe, because it's kind of your fault that everybody's not going to be safe, because you're going to go hold hands with Illidios, or whatever the god of the sun's name is. And so now we got to go save the world. And yeah, so help us out, because we're helping you out. Okay, bye.
Bloom's not gonna know whether she should go along with this to just make it easy, or she should like break it to him that he's not praying, he's just talking to her.
Regardless of what Bloom decides, Toby, go ahead and make a religion check.
Oh no, don't upset the gods. I wasn't ready for that.
That's an 18.
Okay. Toby, you, and only you, feel a very harsh, cold air suddenly surround your body. As you hear a whisper in your head that is definitely not Bloom. We will do what we can to keep you and your friends safe. But please, do watch your words. For you may be messing with forces that you are unfamiliar with.
What's Ilian? Was that what it was? Oh, sorry.
What's Illy? Illy? What did you call it, Toby?
Oh, you can hear that? And that one's out loud.
It seemed kind of personal.
Keep in mind,
But-
Toby was the only one to hear that message as well.
But I heard Toby say it.
Yeah, so a while ago, and I'm gonna say this out loud to everybody, I was on a boat and there was a really big storm and I was asleep. And the moon was full and I got woken up by a vision showing me myself going up and fixing the boat in a certain way that protects it from the storm. And that was the goddess Oigari, the goddess of the homestead and the moon. And that's why I borrowed this book, and I'm going to hand it back to Dorian. But Oigari is the sister goddess to Asteris, and she's the goddess of the night, the stars, and something else. Oh. But Oigari is also in love with the god of the sun, Illidios.
Illidios, yes.
And supposedly, because she didn't see him enough, she broke the moon in half and
Right.
made two moons. Huh?
Illidios is the goddess of the traveling sun.
Oh. Goddess. I wrote
And-
that wrong in my notes.
But yes, you are correct in the fact that Oigari split the moon in two for a better chance of seeing her lover.
Yeah. So she wanted to see the sun more often, and so yeah. But because because love is such a powerful thing. When the moons are together with the sun and it makes the eclipse, that's when everything in the magical world is more powerful, because love. But that's also why the bad guys have more power as well, because they're corrupting the love of Oigari and 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 Il the other one.
Moon is powerful in and of itself. Or moons.
Yeah. But because Oigari was the one who told me about the boat and helped me save it, I thought maybe she might help us with this, because kinda sorta her fault that everything's gonna go screwy in a year.
Can you say that out loud to your goddess?
She's not my god, she is a god.
You pray to
And
her.
I didn't say it out loud, I said it in my head. And she did not like that, and she told me so.
Typically, you would exercise a little respect when you're talking to the gods.
That's why I was asking, because I don't know.
I was getting there. Maybe don't insinuate that everything is their fault. They can only do so much. In my experience, a lot of what happens is people channeling the gods' powers for good or bad, not necessarily the gods themselves.
And they make mistakes too.
Like splitting the moon in half.
I don't think that was a mistake.
I don't think that was a mistake.
Oh.
More moons are more power.
It doesn't hurt?
I don't think the moon felt a thing.
Okay.
It definitely made
goddess of the
tides
moon hurt?
complicated. But, you know,
sorry,
boats. We figured
you
it out.
mentioned something happening in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that in regards to your vision?
I'm just gonna bring the book out and slap it down in front of him, open it to a page about the eclipse, and go,
Yeah.
Oh.
I think the gods are trying to warn us of something. Well, warn us of that. But
The whole vision we told you about yesterday? That thing with the bodies everywhere, the red sky, and the dude going, "You cannot stop it, it's just the beginning." Blah.
Right.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, if I imagine if somebody is powerful enough, they could definitely harness the power of said double eclipse.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking for it. Because I'm gonna be powerful enough for it.
and there's also people who are trying to weaken the gods' connections as well, destroying artifacts and other things.
Right. That's definitely concerning.
Yeah.
And I suppose if said powerful person is also fueled with similar magics to the gods, or their magic is fueled by the gods, that might also be bad news.
You know, perhaps the god of trickery, sleep, and dreams.
That could definitely be a part of it, although I'm not sure how they'd be able to contact him if he's been locked away and bound to a different realm of existence.
Yeah, forgotten
Wasn't that
realm where
guy that we stole that bag from someone that practices from that same god? Doesn't he worship that god? Maybe we can talk to him and not let him see the bag while we do it.
I thought we were going on a trip.
That would be for later, yeah. Like we would talk to him later. Let's go on a trip first. I want to see.
Okay.
Who was that guy we stole the bag from? I mean, borrowed the bag from.
Dorian just sort of
We don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
side eyes you, Toby, and then over to Bloom, and then to Talia.
Kids.
Right. Well, it's definitely a lot on your guys' plate, so just take
I finished
everything.
all the fish.
Just take everything one step at a time, is what I recommend. So, anything else you guys wish to do before we hop over there?
Well, do you have any guidelines? Because you made it sound kind of scary. Anything
Well-
that we should do to try to not get caught?
Or anything that we shouldn't take with us.
I would definitely suggest, if you have any valuable or sentimental items that you might want to leave behind, just so they do not get lost. However, this is a place of fantastical versions of our reality, as dreams can be weird or cryptic in a sense. So, whatever you believe that would be valuable to bring with us.
Can I do like an Arcana check to know if taking this bag with me through this
The bag of
portal
holding.
is gonna be a problem? Yes.
I'll just tell you right now, it's probably more than likely not going to be a problem.
Death gripping
Okay.
Wither. Wither's coming with. I don't need Wither anymore.
Only because I know what happens when you put the
Holding into a bag of holding.
bag of holding. So dimensional
No, you will be
shifting.
fine.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, the bag of holding will not be an issue.
I just didn't want it to implode on my hip. That's all. We're good.
No, you should be fine. As I do not consider a different realm / dimension putting a bag into another bag of holding. Now, we're going through the mirror that was in the princess's room that you said. So, from my understanding, it seems like this is sort of a secluded area of, like, a place that others in the dream realm wouldn't want them to escape. Sorry, words are DMCC talking. Sorry, words are hard. But it just seems that this mirror was sectioned off to one small portion of said dream realm. So hopefully it should not take very long to get the princess in, and again, do not try to stir any trouble unless absolutely necessary, for there are very strong forces in this realm, and we do not need to mess with them or bring attention to ourselves.
Right. Yes, right. Yes, right.
Glances at the children.
Fine.
I'm just gonna kind of like notice Talia looking at me and just.
Now, in this realm, not everything can be as it seems. So, just keep your eyes out, stay close to one another, and we should be able to get through this just fine.
Oh, are there double flobbers in there?
Probably.
Oh, maybe we should all come up with a word that we say so we know that it's us.
Okay. Did you have a word in mind? Or if,
Double flabber?
or if you guys wanted to tie something around your wrist.
Can't they just copy the thing that's tied around our wrist, though?
Well, I guess I forgot that they can change even if it's not a reflect. So,
Yeah.
again, a word would be smart. So,
What about moon? That's easy. We could sneak it into conversations, and it won't be that difficult. You could say it
Okay.
real sneaky.
and
Yeah,
then
like isn't the moon pretty?
Yeah.
Or
And
have you
then-
seen the moon today?
and then I suppose the double flobber can be backup just in case.
Okay.
As a word.
Yeah.
It works.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, last time checking with everybody. Anything else before we go in?
Let's go.
Okay. So, Dorian reaches his hand out to either side of him, sort of gesturing you to all link hands together. And as you all begin to link hands, he begins to mutter to himself. And you all begin to feel this vortex of air swirling around everybody as you feel your feet begin to lift off of the ground as he is staring intently at the mirror behind everybody. And continuing this enchantment as the wind begins to take hold and you all just sort of begin to clear your eyes, shielding yourself from this wind. Your feet find purchase on ground that is just slightly softer than the hardwood floors at the library. As the wind begins to calm down and everybody opens their eyes, you can see a very ornate room surrounding you all. Very similar to the ballroom that was at the castle. However, it is a little bit dimmer. Things seem a little more fantastical and out of shape, as it's just sort of like a very distorted version of this reality. And as you begin to look around, there's little flying bugs leaving little trails of light just flittering around. What would
I'm gonna look for signs for the princess.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll investigation. And as you all can sort of see, there's decorations that sort of mirror the decorations that were hung up in the ballroom, although a little warped in color, a little muted, a little bit of plant growth surrounding the edges of the floor of this ballroom.
Got an 11.
Looking around at your surroundings, it's definitely a lot to take in at this very moment. You just try to sort of breathe and center yourself as you all begin to take in you're on a different plane of existence. But Unfortunately, there are no obvious signs of the princess immediately.
Could we go to where her room was in relation to the ballroom in our world?
Yeah. Dorian just sort of takes a second, like, just one more reminder, this one sort of mirrors ours, so things might be the opposite in regards to structures and such, but you all seem like you're able to find your way up there, so let's go.
You know what those bugs are?
They're light trail bugs. They leave a trail of light that just lasts for a minute and then begins to dissipate.
Why don't we have those?
Well, the ones that we have in our world just blink in and out. They do not leave a trail.
They're fireflies. Sorry.
In a way, yes. And you all begin to exit the ballroom and make your way up to the princess's room. If I could have everybody make perception checks, please.
$16.
16.
22.
6.
Okay. So anybody who rolled above a 16, so I imagine everybody except for Toby, you can just hear faint footsteps around the castle.
But we don't see like signs of anyone. We're just hearing footsteps.
No, you're just hearing them in the moment. Perhaps they're off in another corridor.
Or they
But-
don't exist, or they're invisible, or
Were they multiple footsteps, or like could I tell whether it's like one person or multiple people, or
they're on the ceiling,
It's more than one.
or
more
the
than one set of
underside of the
footsteps.
stairs, or the outside of the walls, or
I think just as we're walking, Ashira's now paying more attention to where she's hearing footsteps from.
Okay. And what did you roll for your perception?
22.
Yeah, so you can hear, just based on your surroundings, that they are definitely in the direction that you are heading. They are heavier footsteps. So, whether that be the Double Flubers or something else in its entirety, you're not quite sure. But they're heavier footsteps, and they're just around the corner, a little ways down the hallway from you.
I look once more,
Can I, like...
just around the river bend.
Toby's actually singing. Like, Ashira's just gonna kind of probably catch Tilly and Bloom's eyes because they heard it, and just kind of, like, hold a finger to her mouth, and I want to, like, quietly take a peek around the corner.
Okay. If you guys are trying to be sneaky, I'm gonna have you all roll stealth checks. Ashira, I'm sorry.
just use guidance. It'll all be okay.
Here's the thing.
What's the worst that could happen?
So, do I see Ashira put her finger to her lips?
Very pointedly look at
Yeah,
Toby.
you okay. So, in that case, I will also be stealthy and
Okay.
16.
That's not horrible. Also 16.
Okay.
18.
21.
Okay. Everybody seems to be very quiet as they are now alerted to another presence within this castle. And you all begin to peer around the corners, and you can see a very familiar creatures, I should say, walking down this hallway. And
We
then
like
one
Scooby doing it. Like
just
Ashira,
Toby, Bloom,
Talia,
Talia,
Bloom, Toby. Yeah.
Ashira,
Yeah.
Dorian, just peeking around the corner.
Yes.
So you can see 2 doppelgangers for sure.
Mhm.
And then you can see another creature with very pale white skin, pale white hair, wearing very simple clothing. Just
Do
like
we recognize this creature?
what?
Do we recognize this creature?
I would say make intelligence, because I don't know what else this would be. Intelligence or nature?
Okay.
Oh, I'm proficient in nature.
Oh snap. Snizzly snap.
Hmm.
Oh, dirty 20.
9.
15.
Is this nature?
It's a land creature, I don't
Nature.
know.
Okay. 23. That's a nat 20.
Nice. So basically everybody except Ashira can recognize this as a changeling.
Oh. Okay.
That is walking beside these 2 doppelgangers.
And are they discussing anything? Are they talking about the weather, the current state of affairs of the realm, the way the coffee was made this morning?
No. Other than the footsteps, there is no noise coming from that general direction, from which you can tell. They're just sort of marching in an order of like a patrol, essentially.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. 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 Just gonna take a few steps back.
Dorian sort of steps back and sort of tries to pull you guys into a group huddle. There is another thing that could be possible here. So you saw the white creature that was walking alongside the doppelgangers, correct?
So fate, the changeling.
Yes, the changelings. While they may seem smaller than the doppelgangers, they can definitely be more powerful. They have a better ability of picking up on magic, on the martial focus. They are very easily able to mimic better than doppelgangers because they can actually prove that they can do what the other person could also do.
Oh.
They just need time to watch and learn what the people already know.
So we have to be intentionally dumb.
Not necessarily Toby. Just
Oh.
be careful around the changelings. Because if they already possess some magic, who knows what they could find out from going inside your head.
I'll like glance at Bloom and then back at Dorian and just.
Should there be a concern that if we find the princess, that the princess we find isn't actually the princess but a changeling?
I would not be too concerned about that. Because often if you're already... if you got tricked into being here, there's no reason for them to already mimic you if they replaced you with one in our plane, in our home plane. So what I imagine those three are doing is just keeping a patrol, making sure that nobody's acting out, nobody is. It's hard to say, but it just seems like a regular patrol, just making sure everything's in order.
So we should just act normal and like we belong here?
Yeah, I think that would definitely help.
Looks at Toby. We can act normal.
Am I always?
Uh-huh.
If anything, I know I can be very persuasive if I need to be. So,
Suspicious.
Question. Can I do would a history check in my studies bring up any extra information that would help us deal with the changelings?
go ahead and make a history check.
Your best bet for fighting druid, shapeshifters is a druid. We don't have one.
21.
So with your studies, you do know that some changelings pretty much originate from the Fey realm. And those guys are typically more lighthearted and enjoy more of like prankster tricks versus the dream realm ones are definitely more uncommon. You've only really heard rumors about some coming from the dream realm, but those ones definitely do seem to be more malicious in their intent. Another way, just a little like fun little side fact, the ones from the Fey realm are probably going to have more warm undertones, appear more of like a palish, like super pale, like little yellow, more of warm undertones, a little more pink, versus the ones from the dream realm are often known to have cooler undertones, so more of like blues and purples.
Right.
And these ones, this one appears to be more of the cool tone.
Yeah.
Stating that they're from this realm.
And it definitely, their skin definitely sort of adapts to their environment around them. So like the Fey realm is definitely more, I guess for lack of a better term, lighthearted and more brilliant and fantastical than the dream realm. This one definitely seems a little on the more darker side, as if it's like a perpetual like night here in a sense. So the skin has definitely picked up more of those darker, cooler undertones.
From what I know, yet we need to be careful with everything we do and say. Changelings don't play around. They're not so nice around here.
Maybe if they played more, they'd be less cranky.
That's usually the key, I guess.
So
we invite them to a game?
Maybe not this time, Toby.
Okay.
I don't think they want to play with us.
I don't think we want them to
even
notice
know
us too much.
Oh, right. That was the thing. Well, D, you going first? Are we gonna have D lead? We're gonna follow D.
If you would like me to, I can certainly lead the way.
Oh, I don't know where we're going, and you seem to have done this before. So...
Okay, just give me 1 second.
You ever shoot magic at the walls just to see what would happen?
Here? No.
Or anywhere? No.
Maybe we can do that when we're just about to leave instead of right now when we just got here.
Anyways.
Chaos. You two are chaos.
I'm
Chaos
trying to
Quinn.
keep us from getting caught right now.
Okay, I'll behave. For now.
Okay. Dorian is just gonna make a quick little perception check in the corner, make sure it's gone. So, and as soon as they sort of pass out of sight, he gestures to everybody to follow him.
And do we do that?
And then I need everybody to make another group stealth roll for me, please.
Look, yeah, we're so good at these, you guys.
Don't jinx it.
I knock on wood.
Too late.
Can I guide myself
no.
before I roll?
Go for it. Be my guest.
That's an 8.
Not bad. D4. 17.
I'm so scared.
14.
How am I the stealthiest one here?
Okay, so Talia rolled a 14. Toby rolled a 4. Bloom
8.
8. And
So the
Ashira,
kids.
17.
Yeah, I have a
oh
+2.
no. Okay.
So it totaling 4 is just about as low as it gets.
Oh, no. Did you roll a nat 1?
I rolled a 2
Oh,
for a
could be
total
worse.
of 4.
Okay. So Dorian and Ashira begin to make their way, being surprisingly quiet, as the troop behind them walks up and steps. 3 of them in order. Talia being the first one to step on a creaky floorboard. Bloom, you step on a floorboard that begins to creak and crack. Toby, you just sort of trip and stumble over said broken floorboard.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
And as a reaction, Dorian is going to try to cast silence on the group. And I'm going to make a perception check for those 3 people ahead of you.
It's fine.
Can I try to... Oh wait, no, I can't because Dorian cast silence, so no verbal spells. JK.
Luckily, 2 of them failed on their perception checks, and one of them sort of tries to. They pause for a second as they're almost around the corner, and begin to look back at the group. What are you guys doing? They're about 30 feet ahead of you.
All my spells require voice.
I turn and look just as surprised at the sound.
Everyone just look behind us.
If you want to try and make deception rolls, absolutely go for it.
I'm so much better at that than stealth.
I don't want this dice. I want this one.
And Dorian will also roll deception.
Group deception check.
Oh, that's 8.
Oh no.
19.
19? Okay, Toby.
10.
Okay.
17.
And luckily, Dorian rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
So let's go on that. As Bloom and Toby are sort of delayed in your reactions, Dorian's
Like
just sort of...
everybody's looking back and huh? What are you looking at?
I will just say that Dorian and Ashira sort of managed to cover you both as to sort of hide your facial expressions as the guards begin to squint their eyes and sort of continue walking. As Dorian dismisses the silence spell.
Sorry.
Just need to be more careful. It's okay. To be honest, I need to redo the flooring anyways.
Really do.
Like a smooth marble or something.
What?
They could probably go for a smooth marble or something.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm sure they have bigger priorities right now. So let's try and pick it up a little bit. Pick up the pace.
Okay.
As you all sort of begin to make your way back down towards where Princess Inessa's room is, in this mirrored castle, Dorian sort of quickly puts his ear up to the door to listen in, looks back at the rest of you and nods, and slowly begins to creak the door open, and manages to fully open the door and step inside.
You're gonna try and sneak in behind him.
Same.
Yep. Just gonna walk in.
Okay. You
I'll
all
wait
walk-
till everyone else is in, and then can I make sure no one saw us go in as I'm the last one in?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, roll perception one last time for me.
Dirty 20.
And yeah,
Nobody saw you go in.
Okay.
the walls are looking at us.
The walls always know.
You guys begin to walk inside and slowly shut the door behind you all. And you notice, while it is still very similar to Princess Inessa's room, it is a little drearier. The colors are definitely more muted.
Um,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can we see the closet?
Yes, you can see the closet. The doors are currently
Okay.
shut.
Oh. Just wondering if there's a mirror in there.
The doors to the closet are currently shut.
I'm gonna go walk over to the bedside tables and check the bedside tables for anything of
Is there anybody
interest.
I'll just tell you right now, there's not really anything near the bedside tables. And Toby, you don't notice anybody else in here
in? Okay.
except for you five currently.
I was gonna say, because if she's going to check the bedside table, and we just walked in on like 3 people just sitting there, it would be a very different conversation.
I'm gonna open the closet doors.
Okay. Ashira, begin to open the closet doors, and you are quickly greeted with 4 people in the closet.
Guys, it's been more than 7 minutes. What are you doing?
I have so many closet jokes I will not make. Is there any of these 4 people the princess?
One of them is, yes, you notice Princess Inessa sitting in the corner, sitting with her knees up to her chest, sort of arms wrapped around her legs. And you see 3 figures. 2 doppelgangers and 1 changeling.
Oh.
All standing around a mirror. And that is where we will call tonight's session.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Cool.
Hi.
and that's how we're gonna end the year.
Surprise.
Great.
So that is gonna be all for tonight's episode of Queer and Present Danger. We will catch you guys in 2 weeks. Same place, same time. Next week we have our year-end cast party going on Monday, January 1st. So there will be people from Queer Present Danger, Forging Fates, Spell Shots, and hopefully some from Goodberry as well, where we will just be sort of doing an end of year wrap up and going over all that's happened in the past year. Do we have Spell Shots?
We do not have confirmed dates yet, but stay tuned to all of our social media pages and our Discord for any upcoming dates that are announced there.
Yes. So make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to join our Discord. Follow us on all socials so you can keep up to date with our latest schedules and announcements. We love you all, and we hope you stick around for the raid. So we love you guys, and we'll see you next year. Bye, guys.